Hey guys, I want to go over key levels for the dollar to watch after you've watched my seasonality and cycle analysis on the dollar. This will be part two, and these are just key levels. So there's three things I like to watch. I like to watch market profile because it kind of gives me, it's very simple, very easy to understand. You got your value area high, you got your point of control, and value area low. Those are the most important concepts. And once in a while, you'll probably learn more where there could be some support resistance at certain areas that you learn as you watch if you use market profile a lot. So without any further delay, let's get into it. I don't want to waste too much time. So 10-year, which is this one, I got an alert at 107 and I got alert at 100. And we've been consolidating since, you could probably say, February. Just back and forth here. Not breaking 107, but not taking out 100. You got your value area high of 103. Remember 103. And there's a point of control of $97 within a 10-year time frame. And we're somewhere around right here. Inside, you could say, monthly candle. Not taking out last month's high, but not taking out last month's low. You're looking a little more fractal. 103, remember that number, 103 value area high. And also the 106 high is 107. Breakout 107, above, close above 107, probabilities are very high. We're going to retest and kiss 114. So that's the monthly. Let's look at the weekly. It is important to always watch all time frames. Don't get stuck on one. You want the big picture. 114 high. What's this low? Somewhere around 99, pretty much 100. But anywhere around 100, this is your demand zone, as we see. And this is your supply zone. Anything 106, anything between 106 and 107. What do we see on the weekly, which I'm using as a 5 years? So let's backtrack. The monthly is 10 years. One of Gann's numbers. The weekly is 5 years of data that I'm using. You got your high, you got your low, you got your point of control. Very important. 107. Line in the sand within 5 years of price data in regards to what? Volume. Kind of gives you clues of what's going on. No indicators, no PPS buy, no Tom D mark, none of that. Just volume. Gann said one of the most important things is volume, price, and time. Leaning more, time is above all things, but always watch volume. And if Gann was living in this era, he'll probably be like, market profile is dope. I would have never thought of that, but that's why you always have to research and use tools because, you're always improving in life and with everything else. I digress. 103, point of control. That's the line in the sand within the 5 year in the weekly chart. So that one you have to watch. It's going to oscillate in between these 2 points, $107 and $100. And this is the line in the sand. We're a little more on the bullish side compared to here. And we're within the time frame of 5 years. The value area high is 107, and we are now below it, but above point of control. And having taken out 100, you can see that there's a lot of support here. Whenever you see volume, like these little mountain peaks come in and then they go back out, when they come in, that's indicating it's important. See it finding support right here. Repeat again, when you see the mountain peaks coming in and then they go right back out, that mountain peak is telling you there's support here. There's not a lot of price action. It just kind of kisses it and bounce, as I say it. Kiss, bounce. Kiss, bounce. Where there's a lot of volume is point of control. This is where it oscillates a lot, back and forth. It doesn't stay there oscillating, but within the time frame, within here and here, there's a lot of movement here. But you see that it oscillates back and forth. But yeah, so when it kisses here, there's not a lot of price action, so that's why you get these mountain peaks. So you want to keep an eye on this level, and that's why 100 is key. And then you see that over here, it's all dark mass right here. Why? Because we just went down. We don't have this little area right here. We could have it once we go up there. Maybe it'll start oscillating here. This area back and forth, between 111, 110, creating this kind of thing right here. Going like this, going like this, from this high and a low right here, superimposing it. But you get what I'm saying? 103 is your key level you want to watch on the weekly. So far, we're on the higher range of it. On the monthly, we're above the value area high, which is 103. So doesn't it make a coincidence that you got 103 value area high, but then you got 103 point of control? You know why? Because it's different time frames. This is the monthly. This is the weekly. So 103 keeps popping out at you, and that's something you want to pay attention to. Now let's go to the daily. It's going to be interesting on the daily, because on the daily, I'm using a 1 year, and you got your value area high of 105, and we've pierced it and found bottom feeders come in and pulling it up. Now, I want to see if this week we could close above 105. Because if we could close above 105, chances are we may retest this here. Because you're in the pocket of where there's a lot of congestion. There's a lot of back and forth. You see how the mountain peaked in and then it went right back out? Meaning there's a lot of support here. And we broke it, mind you. You can see somewhere around here where it stalled. You were in that area right here where there's a lot of, support. And it's still kind of in there where it could probably continue pushing lower. And on the daily, what is this? 103 again on the yearly time frame. So keep an eye on 103, keep an eye on 105, and this is 1 year. So let's go fractal. Let's go down. Maybe let's go to 6 months and see what's going on there. So 6 months, you get your value area high, which it pierced and bounced. You can see the mountain sticks out. Not a lot of trading, but potential support. The only thing is now you need to close above 105. Remember what I said, 105, that peak right there? We could get in here. This is where a lot of action is going on, and it has a high probability of retesting this and then maybe continue going higher. But so far, it's above 104. You got point of control at 104. This is 104.72. This is more like pennies. This is 104. 00 $104.00. So this is your point of control. Now you crack 104, maybe 103. You got your value area low 102. So that's 6 month. Let's go 3 months. And you got your value area high of 105. Never kissed 104, and we know 104 and 103. Where's 103 at? This is 103. So you can see that there's a lot of support here. The mountains start sticking out, and there's a lot of support here. So even if the dollar goes down, and this is May and this is June, right here starts August. This is a good area that if it does go down, we don't take out 102, 100, dip below 103, chances are it could probably find support and bounce and turn up if the seasonality and the cycles are all going to play out. So I went fractal on market profile. So you can keep an eye on the point of control, which is 104, 103. And now when we zoom out, you can see that you're still on the upper range. Even though it's been consolidating, you're trying to push higher. holding, key levels. Now, if we were here, that's a different story. If we were here down June and July, I'd be like, you know what? This might probably be a good opportunity to get in. Because chances are probabilities are going to play out. June and July is your bottom and things are going to, escalate. But it's kind of too early to tell. It doesn't have to go down here. It could just go from right here and, take out 107 and then go up to 114. So that's market profile. Let's go into the simple glance chart. So, and the same thing plays out here. You got your monthly, you got your weekly, and you got your daily. On the monthly, you're above the cloud, you're above the 50, you're above the 20 SMA. Very bullish to me. PPS buy signal on the monthly. So typically you get a buy signal, you wait for it to pull back, and then you're expecting the trend to continue going higher. Key level to watch on the monthly was 101. You can see that it pierces it, but you're above this level. So far, I got a PPS MACD buy signal. Market sentiments on the higher range is at 50. And linear regression channels are pointing up within a 10-year time frame. And you are above value area high. In the mobile bands, still choppy, but you need to close above 105, so that's key in order to test this pivot of 107. Once you close above there, you got R2, which is 110. You got R3, 113, and then obviously the high. When you go into the weekly, sentiment is up, although we have a MACD crossover, which is negative, so maybe, just maybe, this June and July low could probably play out on the weekly. And you're about to crack the cloud, or maybe this week you'll be out of the cloud, but you are above the cloud. Key level will be 103. Remember that 103 number keeps popping up? Here it comes up in the Chimuco cloud, 103, related to the market profile. Totally two different indicators, but giving you the same clues. Pushing higher, got 1, 2, 3. Trend is up, white candles. Although the Hekanashi body is full, you're above the 20, the 50, the 100. So far looking good. Linear regression channels topping out here. So 106, you watch out. And value area high 107, which you already know. Levels to watch 107.17, 107.76. But this is the area that you need to take out in order to kiss 114. The cloud in the future is looking good on the monthly. Look at that. Key level 100, 101. The cloud on the weekly is still positive, hasn't gone negative yet. Still holding that 103. This is a strong 50% level. If you were to go down here in June, July, and this holds, I'm shorting the Aussie, the pound, the CAD, even the euro. If this ever plays out into June and July, I'm gonna trade it, but it doesn't have to go down there. It could just probably go from here and then do it. So I'm trying to tell you, but if it does, you already kind of have a game plan. All right, and this needs a hold. And lastly, on the daily, which is short time frame, you're still above the cloud, which is still bullish. You just bounced off this the 50 SMA. You're above the 200. You're above the 100, but you are below the 20 SMA. Linear regression channels are pointing up. I mean, it can't get better than this in regards to more upside. Half of least resistance is up. PPS buy signal, about to crack the cloud on the weekly, above the cloud on the daily. Linear regression is pointing up. You're only, below the 20. MACD is still negative. No buy signal yet. Weekly still negative. So yeah, there's potential June, July down cycle. Key level on the daily, on the cloud is 104. Remember, 104, 103. Point of control in the cloud on the weekly is 103. You can still have it here. So I'm always watching this blue line, value area high. And on the 1 year, you're below the value area high, which is 105. So could it do this bounce, which it just bounced, and now, or maybe another head fake and then bounce, or come down to 103? It all depends how it's going to play out. And then lastly, your midpoint chart. You've been following my channel. Very simple. Market profile, simple glance, midpoint chart. We almost kissed the midpoint chart right here. Or not midpoint, a pivot I had was 104. So we were chopping around. This was kind of resistance. So if you shorted here at 106 and 37 cents, even though it kind of pierced it, you would have, gone green. This is big picture. This is the yearly. So I worked my way down from the yearly, for some reason this is the daily, but this should be the weekly. So I don't know why it changed. So this should be the weekly. But so far, let's leave it at the daily. I'm sorry, I take that back. I'm looking at time frames. I just got confused. So this is the yearly in regards to the midpoint. This is the monthly, which I use it on the daily. And then on the 4 hour, I use the weekly. And then on the daily, I use the 1 hour. So that's the setup. And so far in the yearly, this is your big level right here. 104. Your 75 is 105.41. And then you get your pivot of 106, and it's been stalling here. And so far, this is support. If this fails, 103. Why 103 comes up is your midpoint within the yearly chart. Key level. And this has nothing to do with volume. You kind of see that numbers are kind of telling you a story. They're picturing this, but if you can't see this, is one, you just probably can't see it. But if someone brings it out to you and you look, you're like, wow, this damn 103 is just everywhere. Very important. So these are the big levels. So if we go down June, July, and we hold, I'm shorting the currencies, the ones I'm trading. And if it goes down, well, I'm going to obviously ride, the Aussie, the CAD, the Euro, the pound. But once we get down here, that's when I'm going to tighten stops. This is if it's going to play out. Just telling you probabilities. I'm trying to look ahead. I'm trying to see where the hockey stick, the puck is going as a hockey stick player. I'm not trying to see what's going on. I'm trying to see into the future if this is what's going to go out. If it doesn't go down here, and from here it just bounces up, then it's just time for me to short those currencies. Next level is the monthly. As you can see, the 25% held. It bounced right off of it in conjunction with the 50 SMA and the daily chart. So that's a key level. Even though we fail the midpoint of 105, you see the monthly is gray, we're below it. But we're positive on the yearly as long as we hold 103. Things are looking good for the dollar to either go sideways or higher. But if it goes down and 103 holds, then you know what the game plan is. So far, we're in between on the monthly 105 and 104.84. So let's see how this is going to get resolved. We're going to close higher, and this is a monthly. So we got the whole month of May to see where we're going to be at. We're going to be below 103 or 105, or we're going to go higher. We're going to go higher, then we're going to raise up to 105.52. But it's going to be more challenging because then the dollar has to be above 105.50. It all depends where we're going to close too. It's just kind of giving you a sneak peek. On the weekly, it's negative. We below this week that just passed, which is 105.90. And that's all the news with the Fed and the interest rate sold off. Even broke my extreme level that I always watch. So if you were short and you locked in profit, you missed all this, but you just never know. But then bottom feeders came up and bounced it up. But that was your extreme target. which was 104.92, and found support at the 50 SMA, the 25, and almost this pivot right here. And on the daily, even before we go to the daily, for next week, you need to regain 105.50 in order to have a fighting chance to get up to 106 to up here. You at least need to close for the whole week of next week, at least kiss that or close higher to get up here. You got all week to do that, to get at least to the midpoint, to at least prove to me chances could be greater that we're going to probably go and, get up here again. Even factoring in, all the cycles pointing out. Then it's going to show me this pretty strong. But if it can't get up here, then it could probably be pushing even lower. And lastly, on the daily chart, your midpoint last week was, or you could say Friday, was 105.60. Couldn't even get up there. Went to the extreme. And right now, let's open this up a little bit. So you sold off extreme, got a low right here around 104. And for Monday, your midpoint is 104.92. So if it could stay above here, the targets to the upside would be like 105.80 or whatever. But if it can't even stay above 104.95 and push lower, kind of sideways, and then boom, then that's when I will, figure out what I'm going to do with the currency pairs that I'm going to trade. But so far, these are the key levels. You see what they are. A big picture, if we sell off, 104.21 all the way to 103.89. You know that 103 is a strong level. You can see that it bounced off from here. It bounced off from here. And that was your low of the last month. And this level right here. Take that out. Big picture level, 102. If you take this out, you got 101, which is the 25%. Take that out. You got last year's low, which is 100. I mean, if it goes all the way down here, I don't know if it's going to go down here in the time frame of June and July, but you never know. Black Swan, whatever, whatever's cooking in the metaverse, universe, whatever that we don't see, that's going to be a key level. Take out 100, oof, it's just ugly for the dollar. Gold, I could just see it going to the moon, as the Bitcoin family says. I'm going to sign out. These are the key levels I'm watching. And let's see how this all plays out. But I'll be watching the pound, the Aussie, the CAD. Maybe throw in there the euro. I know the euro's very manipulated, but we'll see. I'm going to sign out. Hope you like this video, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on the key level of the US dollar.